Steph, Caregivers Chronicles Unveiled, the critical care unit for caregivers. Real conversations, real care, real healing. Doc Steph, I see your hands holding the weight of 100 plans. Soft in the dark, strong in the light. You make it feel a little more right. Take a breath.
Welcome back to Caregivers Chronicle Unveil. This is episode 3, and I am Doc Steph. We're going to talk about one of the most common yet least discussed emotional struggles in caregiving: guilt. Believe me, many caregivers carry guilt silently, even when they are already doing more than most people realize. We began to constantly question ourselves. Am I doing enough? Should I be more patient? Should I have handled it differently? Why do I feel frustrated? Why do I need a break? Guilt can quietly become part of the caregiving experience, even when caregivers are giving everything they have. Um, Caregiver guilt appears in many forms. Like, some caregivers feel guilty for becoming emotionally exhausted. Others feel guilty for setting boundaries, taking personal time, feeling frustrated, or wanting moments away from caregiving responsibilities. We can feel guilty because we cannot fix the situation. We can feel guilty because our lives have changed. We can feel guilty for grieving the version of life we once had. In many situations, it is because we place enormous pressure on ourselves to remain patient, available, emotionally stable, and strong at all times. But caregivers are still human beings with emotions, limitations, disappointments, and moments of fatigue. Guilt often grows when we begin believing that we are supposed to carry everything perfectly all the time. I experienced moments where guilt became emotionally overwhelming because I genuinely wanted to please the person I was caring for. Saying no, setting boundaries, or not responding immediately sometimes made me feel like I was neglecting her or emotionally disappointing her. There were moments when I worried about how she viewed me after I established boundaries for my own well being. Even when I knew certain limits were necessary, it still hurt emotionally because caregiving often places love, responsibility, and personal sacrifice in constant tension. Caregiving can create emotional battles that many people never see or understand. So, if you're carrying guilt as a caregiver, permit yourself to accept that caregiving is emotionally complex. Setting boundaries does not make you uncaring. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed does not make you ineffective. We should not have to destroy ourselves emotionally while trying to care compassionately for others. Healthy caregiving includes recognizing your humanity too. So many caregivers silently carry emotional burdens, and guilt often becomes one of those hidden struggles. That is why spaces like Caregivers Chronicles Unveil matter. A space where caregivers can speak honestly, recover emotionally, and receive support while continuing to navigate the realities of caregiving. So, thank you for joining me for this episode of Caregivers Chronicles Unveil. I am Doc Steph, and we are the critical care unit for caregivers. I hope this conversation reminded you that compassion should include yourself. Until the next time.
Doc Steph. real conversations, real care, real healing.